We have a visitor. Who is it? Hello! How are you? Are you gonna come here? Dex, are you gonna come here? Okay, I'm so excited to have Monica here today. She's going to be talking at the next Tess Talk, so we thought we'd give you guys a little teaser and she can fill you in a little bit about what she does and her specialty.
Yes, so I teach women about their periods. Basically my story in a nutshell, so it doesn't go on for too long, is I came off the pill a couple of years ago and I didn't get my period back for 18 months. I lost so much weight just from not having any hormones at all. My body was just like, nah, fuck this. Wait, can I swear?
Yeah. Go for it, do what you want, mate.
My body was like, nah, fuck this. We're not making any more hormones. It just like lost the plot, didn't know what to do. Then I got my period back end of last year. So end of 2017, had it for 2 months and had a really bad ski accident and lost it again for another 6 months and got it back at the beginning of this year.
Wow.
At first I was like, this is fantastic, no period. And then I was like, no, there's something seriously wrong. And I was like, why is it taking me so long to get my period back? I also just had no education about it. So I started reading into it, doing a lot of research, and discovered this whole world that like nobody knows anything about and nobody talks about. And I have a very close relationship with my mum. So we would openly talk about periods, but like, because she wasn't educated, she didn't even know the stuff that I know now. Anyway, it was sort of through that journey that I found my like obsession. And now I just can't get enough about periods. Yeah, so I just teach women everything from like reducing period pain, any PMS issues, endo, PCOS, infertility, any period issues.
Wow. And I'm just so excited to be like finding all this out because I myself had a huge array of problems coming off the contraceptive pill. And I don't know why some people are affected more than others. Do you know why like your body struggled so much when you came off it?
Everybody's different and everybody's body's gonna react differently. I know some girls that have come off it after being on it for 10 years and then their period came straight back, no problem at all. Their libido was there, like everything was great, and that's just like good for them, you know. But then other girls, it's like the same as me, like no period for like 2-3 years even, no libido, really struggling. Definitely the biggest sort of factors in terms of how quickly your body's going to recover from coming off the pill is nutrient deficiencies. So the pill depletes your nutrients like a hell of a lot. It totally wrecks your gut, it totally destroys your microbiome, it shrinks your brain, it ruins your libido. Like, so I could go on forever. It's so many different things that it does, and obviously for some people they're going to be more affected than others depending on like how their body was before they went on the pill, how long they were on the pill, what their nutrients sort of uptake was whilst they were on the pill. There's so many different factors.
So what's the point of having a period then? Because you said, you know, at first you were like, oh, it's great to be able to skip a period, and you know, I used to think like that too, but I think slowly as I get older I'm like, actually there's a reason this is happening and it's very important. Why? So
the reason why you want your period, actually it's not even your period that you want, it's you want ovulation. So throughout your cycle you've got estrogen, progesterone, and a bit of testosterone. Estrogen rises in the first half of your cycle and it peaks around just before ovulation. That's when you'll find that your libido is your highest. So libido is like your sex drive. And that's obvious because you know we're programmed to make babies. So your brain is like, right, let's up your libido. So you want to have sex so you can make babies. So that will rise in the first half of your cycle, then it will drop off right before ovulation. And then your progesterone will rise a lot, like much higher than estrogen is what it will rise. Now, that change in hormones is so important because they both have different functions. So estrogen gives you like glowing skin, it makes you feel sexy, it gives women our curves, it's really important for bone health, really important for your skin, for your energy, all that sort of stuff. But then progesterone gives you that anti-anxiety, antidepressant effect. It's really important for your metabolism, for lowering inflammation, all that sort of stuff. And testosterone is there for like obviously muscle and sex drive. Without those hormones and without them doing their part in fluctuating, you aren't going to get, you know, you're going to have thyroid issues, you're going to have inflammation. Like, these hormones are there for a reason. Our reproductive system is not separate to the rest of our body. Like, it is there for our thyroid, for our brain, for our liver, for our adrenals. Like, it relates to everything else in our body. And if you aren't getting those different hormones, if you aren't having ovulation, like when you ovulate, after you ovulate, in your ovary you have a corpus luteum, and that corpus luteum, so your follicle comes around, it grows, then it bursts at ovulation, that's an egg, and then after ovulation it's a corpus luteum. Okay, so it's like this like a hollow shell
Yeah.
in your ovaries. That corpus luteum makes progesterone.
Right,
Okay?
okay.
So if you aren't ovulating, you are not going to get progesterone.
Okay.
So a lot of girls that have really bad anxiety or have depression or have thyroid issues and stuff, a lot of the time it's a hormonal imbalance. A lot of the time it's because their body's not making enough progesterone. So if you get really moody before your period, if you get really anxious, really irritable, that is a sign that you're not making enough progesterone.
Right.
So your cycle is there for a reason. Mother Nature's smart. We needed it. It's so amazing. It allows us to be more tapped into our intuition and stuff. And men don't have that capability. You know, we are very intuitive, but without your cycle, you don't have that same sort of ability.
And I guess you also promote the fact that if you really listen to your cycle and how you're supposed to feel in every area of your cycle, and how you will be a lot more tired before you get your period, and you will be more energized if you've had that relaxation time during your during your period.
Yeah.
That you can actually become a whole, like, stronger kind of person in yourself.
100%. I kind of say it's like biohacking your cycle, like not in like a way that where it's like your cycle's bad and you want to hack it, but more so like if you can structure your life to your cycle, everything will go more smoothly. Like if you can arrange to go out on first dates and dancing and have, you know, go out partying and stuff in your ovulation phase, you will have a more of a fun time. Your body will be able to cope better and stuff because it has the energy and the hormones to do so. And then in the week before your period, that's the time for you to, like, you know, write all your blog posts, you know, do lots of analytical work and do your accounts, all that sort of stuff, because your brain copes with that sort of stuff better. And like during your ovulation phase, you should be pitching stuff at work, and if you know that, you'll be more productive because you are working to your strengths at different times of your cycle. And if you slow down and tune in around your period, okay, it's 2 days that you're a little bit slower, but then you will have the energy for the rest of the month, so you're productive the rest of the month. Whereas if you push all the time, you're going to end up being exhausted for 2 weeks as opposed to chilling out for 2 days.
And I remember reading one of your posts for people who have a partner and kind of enlightening their partner a little bit about how important it is for them to know where you're at in your cycle, because then, you know, they're going to take you on date night. It might be the worst time of the month that you want to go out and get drunk and be all rowdy. You know, you just want to stay in and watch Netflix. And
if he knows that, it's like better for the relationship.
Totally.
I've got for anybody that wants it, I've got 2 like free ebooks. Power Up Your Period, which goes through the different phases of your cycle, what to do in every phase and how you feel in every phase. And then I've also got a dude's guide to period phases. So a lot of girls,
I've read that.
Yeah, a lot of girls printed it out, gave it to their boyfriends. And to them it was really helpful because they knew, oh, she's in this phase. If I cook her dinner tonight, she's going to be the happiest chick ever, and then he'll get sex.
Totally. So what's your view on contraception, full stop?
Contraception, full stop. I understand girls with endo and stuff, it does minimize pain. Bottom line is a band-aid for anything. It might relieve some pain, but it is never going to fix the problem. If we're talking hormonal contraception, like the pill, IUD, all that, a lot of girls go on it, for contraception, for that, for not getting pregnant, but also they'll go onto it because their doctor said, or because they have period issues and the doctor was like, this will regulate your period, because their doctor has told them it will fix the problem. Bottom line is it doesn't fix the problem. For contraception, you don't need it to not fall pregnant. Like if you just think about it logically, why would Mother Nature give us something so pleasurable if we were going to fall pregnant every single time we had sex? It doesn't work like that. You need an egg in order to fall pregnant. You only have an egg once you ovulate, and that egg lasts for 12 to 24 hours. Sometimes, very, very rare occasion, you can ovulate twice in one cycle. Very rare occasion, okay? But for the majority of people, they ovulate once in a cycle and the egg lasts 12 to 24 hours. That is it. You aren't fertile when you don't have an egg there. So as long as you know, and we'll talk about this in the talk, as long as you know when you are ovulating, then you can't fall pregnant. Like I'm not on any hormonal contraception and I haven't popped one out yet. You're not on one. Like I know so many girls that are on any hormonal contraception.
It's about being aware really and in touch with your body, and then you can have all that same safety but no side effects.
Exactly. And the power is in you, not in a not in a pill. Not in a pill, not in some unknown thing that's shoved in your uterus. I really believe that with the side of the contraception, with the side of the contraceptive pill, and yes, a little bit with the like the IUD and everything as well, just like girls not getting their period or having a fake bleed or whatever it is, they're putting their power into a drug. And then they disconnect themselves from their cycle, which disconnects themselves from themselves, and it disconnects us from our feminine energy. It disconnects us from all the power that lies in our period. We start to hate our period, and our subconscious starts believing it's a bad thing because we've shut it down.
Yeah.
And why would we shut something down that we love? Do you know what I mean? But we've been taught that we should shut it down, and so much fear is placed in that area. Like, we go to school and we're taught that you can get pregnant basically by looking at a boy. So we are immediately fearful of our reproductive system, and to be honest, I reckon that's just led to like so many issues. Like with a lot of my clients and stuff, I do a lot of brain stuff.
Yeah.
Like even little beliefs, like if your mum always said, well, I always had really painful periods, so you are too. If you take on that belief, 100% you'll manifest it in your body, because your brain, whatever you tell your brain, whatever you tell your brain, it tells your body. You know, so if your brain is like, oh, I'm having painful periods, it will give you a painful period.
Yeah. And you're not supposed to have pain
at all. No.
People begin to believe that it's normal to have a painful period, but it's actually not.
It's not normal. All that should happen in your period is that you'll get a little bit more tired beforehand. If you get super hungry before your period, not cravings, but hunger where you eat an hour later, you're starving and you're like, I don't want to eat any food. That is totally normal. Right. And that's a good sign because it means that you're producing a lot of progesterone, which you want. Maybe some really vivid dreams. That is it. That's it. No pain, no nausea, no heavy bleeding, no clots, none of that should be happening. No bloating, none of that. None of that's normal. All of that is your body trying to tell you something. And according to Chinese medicine, I won't go into too much, but like if you're putting a hot water bottle, it's actually a sign that your insides are too cold. So then it's like, what are you eating? What are you doing that's creating your insides to be too cold? You shouldn't need a hot water bottle. You shouldn't need to be doing all of these things because you're in that much pain. You really shouldn't. You should just be tired. That's it. This isn't about me being like, you shouldn't be on this. You have to be it this way. This is just like, if you want to be on the pill, that's fine. But I just want women to be informed so they can make an empowered decision and an informed decision for themselves. Problem is, we aren't given all of the options. We aren't, you know, we go to the doctor and we're like, we don't want to get pregnant. Our option is like, majority of the time, the Mirena or like which is the IUD, or you've got like the pill basically, you know. Those are the two options. There's no like, let's talk about the fertility awareness method. Let's talk about these are the signs of when your body ovulates. And then even other things like when you got period pain, it's never like, oh, well, it could be X, Y, and Z. Or if you have endo, oh, well, maybe we should be looking at your food and your inflammation and your estrogen. It's just this drug or this drug. And if you want to go on one of those drugs, that's fine. But I just want women to be able to make the decision for themselves. Because I wasn't given the option. I had horrendous periods and my option was go on the pill. And actually, if somebody sat me down and was like, you've got too much estrogen, we need to look at your liver, we need to cleanse you out, let's look at your inflammation and stuff.
Basically, your body is smart enough to be telling you if something's wrong.
Always.
And if you listen to your body in terms of anything in life, there's always, if you've got a problem, it's always stem back to something else.
Correct.
Instead of a band-aid fix where you're just going to have to face the problem later down the track, and you'll probably have a whole lot of other extra things that have come with it. So there you go, you touched with an absolute wealth of knowledge. So I'm really, really excited that you're going to be at the next Tess Talks.
I'm so excited.
And you guys can come and you can buy tickets. The link will all be below.
And let's put the link for maybe my free ebooks as well.
100%.
So you guys can read them.
Her blogs are awesome. I've been reading them all the time and I'm learning so much and just feeling a lot more empowered in myself and kind of getting control of my body again after coming off the contraceptive pill almost years ago, but never being able to find that balance again, and learning how there are so many different levels that all come together. You know, I mentioned the gut, so we'll dig into it all. I love what you do.
Thanks, Tess.
Thank you.